Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time with us, my name's Elena and today we are continuing my baby builds project. Now this is just a series of really tiny little pack limited builds which I'm using to kind of teach myself how to build in The Sims 4. My end goal is to make like a save file with all the lots renovated and all of the Sims getting little makeovers and filling it with new townies and all that jazz. Mostly because I see other YouTubers do it and I think it looks really fun. So in order to get my building skills up to snuff and so that I can like get more familiar with the items that we have and the tools that we have, I'm just doing a tiny little build with like each pack that we've gotten, every game stuff pack, every expansion pack, that kind of stuff. And right now I am still on the base game. So I already did one base game build in Willow Creek, just like with a lot of the super suburban items that we have in the base game, you know, like your basic family home style type of deal. It's pink, it's very grandmotherly and floral, and it is super ugly in a way that I love, you know, like I feel fondly about how ugly it is, but it's definitely ugly. So I wanted to use kind of the other half of the base game items that we have, the stuff that's a little bit more modern, and I especially wanted to use the things that we got with the like customizable stairs update. So yeah, I did that. And I also felt like I should make a build in Oasis Springs. You know, if I'm really going to test out what it's like to build in all these different worlds, I got to do Oasis Springs, even though I hardly ever play in it, which you can tell by the fact that I accidentally picked a lot full of like background dinosaurs. I did not realize that was part of the deal until I was like halfway through building this house, and I still like I've decided for this series that I'm just gonna like pick the tiniest possible lot in the relevant world. So if it's a pack that came with a world, obviously I'll build there. If it did not come with a world, then I will just pick a world in the base game that I think is appropriate and do the tiniest lot that they have. And there are two 10 by 15 lots, I think, in Oasis Springs, and the other one is very like the fake green grass, and it's kind of supposed to be more bougie, and I didn't love that. So we've got this. If it looks like I laid down that floor plan like super fluidly and quickly, it's because I had to re-record this. I recorded it for about 2.5 hours, got mostly done with the furnishing, and then my computer crashed. So I just, you know, we all make mistakes. But I really liked the way that the first house was starting to turn out, so I basically just reopened the game and copied it from what I could remember. I did really like how this ended up, actually. It's definitely supposed to be a little bit more for, like, a wealthy family. It has 2 bedrooms, so what I did, I made a family to, like, live here so that I could kind of build the house to their interests, I guess. So there's a parent's bedroom, like a master bedroom, and a like teenage girl's bedroom. Obviously you can do whatever you want with either of those, but that's who I built it for. The family that I made to live in this house actually is on the gallery. They're the Aldusari family, and I just think they're so cute. You know, it's the mom and the dad and the teenage daughter, and they just seem fun. So yeah, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and then kind of like an open plan living area with a kitchen and a living room and like a little bit of a study, just kind of a desk in the corner there. I did not give them an indoor dining room just because I wanted to do like kind of a dining patio up on the roof. This is good for several reasons. A, it saves me from having to roof anything, God bless. And also I think it just like works really well with the world. Like it's the desert, it's hot, it's a little bit cooler up on the roof where you can get some breezes, and also it kind of like, you know, it's not going to rain. This is specifically a base game house, right? So if you don't have seasons, obviously it's never going to rain. You could use that house, that like roof patio all the time. But even if you do, in Oasis Springs, it's just like not as cold and not as snowy. Yeah, so that's most of the house. I built like a little above ground pool outside because I saw a tutorial on how to do that and I thought it was super cute. And I also thought that a pool that size, like I definitely wanted them to have a pool, because it just made a lot of sense in Oasis Springs, and also those are part of the base game. But I thought a pool that small would look kind of stupid if it was in ground, so above ground pool it is. And I don't know, it kind of seemed to make sense. Like an above ground pool doesn't take as much maintenance maybe, and it doesn't need to be full all the time, so if there's a drought or something, like whatever. I know the Sims don't actually have to worry about water preservation, but I'm full of anxiety about the environment, so, like, this is what you get. Obviously, I got done with all the main furnishings really fast because I had already decided where to place them when I built it the first time, but then I spent a really long time cluttering. I think this is kind of a Sims builder thing a lot, is that people will just spend forever cluttering the house until it's almost difficult to play in because there's so many items. But it looks cute, so, you know. I will say that having to build with the base game, because it's been a long time since all I had was the base game. It's been several years since I bought my first pack. And, like, I don't know what it was, but the like, art style in the base game is so different, and, like, it seems like far behind the build, like, the art styles that we got in the subsequent packs. Even with, like, the very first packs, you know, some of my favorite items come from Outdoor Retreat, which was the first pack they released, but somehow their art style, like, improved by leaps and bounds in between there. So, like, if you look at the base game hairs, horrifying. Like, find me one good base game hair that wasn't added later in a patch. Just one good base game hair. They don't exist. But I mean, some of the base game build items are still really cute. Like the lamp I just put down, I'm a really big fan of. But, like, what was it, you know? Like, how did it get so much better so fast? Anyway, I do still really appreciate a lot of the stuff that we have in base game. I think you can build, like, a perfectly good, perfectly cute house with the base game, and nothing else. Although I will say that I don't know how people built before all the patches that we got later. But, okay, this is another cute part of the house. I think it's cute. And my opinion is the one that matters, really, in the end. But I put a little kind of channel down the middle of their house. There's, like, kind of a tiny garden in the middle of there that's open to, like, open to the elements, which is kind of, like, an old-timey architecture thing to do to keep an indoor space, like, cooler, because that way, I think this is the reasoning, because that way, like, the outdoor air can kind of get in and touch the inside walls and keep things a little bit cooler. I don't know. It's not really a courtyard because the lot is not big enough to make that happen, but it does have some plants in there. Your sim won't go down in it, but there's, like, plants and rocks and a tree growing out the middle and, like, a fountain because, again, this is supposed to be kind of a wealthy family. So the color scheme mostly is sort of teal as opposed to the really pink house that I built last time. It's kind of like the furnishing inside is supposed to be very modern. Lots of teal, lots of gray. And then the outside of the house is very, like, black and white, and then there's just a lot of greenery. So I made, like, the foundation of the pool green, and I made, like, the outdoor stairs kind of green. That's the thing, is that you can get up to the roof from stairs on the outside of the house. So it's not, like, there's no weirdness with stairs on the inside of your house, like, being open to the outdoors. So I don't know if that's a thing you were concerned about, but it's fine. Anyway, I had fun with this one. I think that I would like to play in this one more than I would like to play in the other one that I built. I found it, because this is really not my usual style. I tend to be very safe and go for, like, your basic suburban, whatever fits in with the world that I'm playing in, but, like, I grew up in a very suburban area. Like, my house looks kind of like a dollhouse. It had the peaked roof and the little, like, front porch and everything, so that's really what I'm used to. And so building things that are more, like, modern or more, I don't know, just not associated with the suburbs is more difficult for me. So this was a fun experiment. I still have not, I know that the other style, like, the other build style they have in Oasis Springs is that, like, kind of mid-century modern thing that I don't know how to do with, like, the angled roofs that are only, you know, I don't really know how to build that, so I should have probably tried that, but I didn't. We'll get there eventually. I think with, like, the bowling night pack, it makes a lot of sense to have it be mid-century modern, so we'll get there. I'm hoping that I am forced to try a little bit of most of the styles that people tend to build in The Sims 4. I did not make the master bedroom have, like, a master bath. They would share one bathroom, but it's a tiny-ass lot, all right? Also, like, how do I ever... Because I'm the kind of person where I like to think that I can go harder than I can with The Sims. I like to commit to, like, an enormous lot for my legacy, and then, like, within 2 generations, they're crazy rich, and, like, I build up the whole lot, and it takes me forever, and then I'm like, I'm never building again. So I don't, like, with the amount of time it takes me to build on these tiny little lots to get them to look good, like, how did I ever spend the amount of time that it takes to make a gigantic lot look good? I have one mansion build on this channel, and there's a reason for that, and the reason is I ended up with 20 hours of footage for that build. Like, 20. I've never spent that much time on anything in real life. Like, what? That's a whole not a whole, but, like, that's half of a work week just on that one build. Anyway, yeah. So hopefully I'll be getting faster at it so I can prevent disasters like that happening in the future. But honestly, if all I can end up building by the end of this project is, like, a decent little house, that's fine with me. I'm cool with that. That's all I really need for the save. So there we go. I did spend a ridiculous amount of time cluttering up this teenager room. I have a lot of fun with that. I think because, again, like, I'm not, I'm 23, so I'm not a teenager, but I also definitely am not, like, married with a house and a master bedroom and, like, 2 lamps on 2 bedside tables. I've never lived in a place like that, so I feel a lot more comfortable decorating, like, young people's rooms. I don't know what married couples keep in their bedrooms. Like, I assume there's some decor that they mutually agree is good, but I just don't know. This is a regret that I have. So when I placed that painting that's above their bed, somehow it ended up halfway through the wall into the bathroom, like when I uploaded it onto the gallery. So I think there is a version on the gallery where I made a lot of mistakes. So there's, like, a mailbox in the kitchen, and that painting is halfway through the wall, and I, like, forgot to give them a trash can, and baby steps is what I'm saying. I'm being patient with me, so you should also be patient with me. Anyway, this is the part of the build where I run out of things to say about the actual build, and I just start rambling about my own life. So, a fun update about the channel is that I have reached 100 subscribers, which I know that's kind of a small milestone, but it's a big deal for me because I really did not think this would ever be something that other people were interested in. I kind of thought I would just, like, post videos into the void. So yeah, if you are subscribed, I really appreciate you being here. Thanks for sticking around. If you're not subscribed, you can do that, but no pressure. It's a thing I do for fun, so if you're here watching it, that's great, but only if you get joy out of it. Anyway, yeah, I stuck a palm tree in the middle. That might be your speed, that might not. If it's not, obviously, you can just delete it. I think it still looks really cute with just kind of those, like, ferns and begonia bushes in there. So I tried hard with the landscaping on the outside of the house to make it kind of match the rest of Oasis Springs, because that's the thing that I'll try to do when I'm making my own save, is kind of have all the neighborhoods look cohesive. And it's actually surprisingly easy to do that in Oasis Springs, because you can just, like, look around and be like, okay, palm trees, red rocks, that, like, one wild grass thing, and then some succulents, and you're good. But then on the inside of the house, I was like, what if they had begonias? What if they had a fountain in the middle of the desert? Like, I hate myself. But the house is cute, so, yeah. What else has been happening? I'm working on, I'm trying to think of something special to do for the 100 subscriber mark. I'm not a face cam person, really, at all, but I might do something. I saw Plumbella do something recently. Can you tell that I'm obsessed with her channel? That I really liked, where she just gave herself the life she deserved. And I think that's hilarious, and I really want to do that because I'm working on my master's thesis, and it stresses me out to the degree that as soon as I get home, I physically have to lie down so that I can, like, process what I have to do for the rest of the day. I know that doesn't sound like, that it sounds like that's a normal person thing to do. But, like, I literally have to lie down so that I can, like, convince myself I can go about the rest of my evening and, like, not explode. I write on my to-do list, like, cry, because I know that that's going to happen at some point during the day, and I want to be able to cross something off. We're fine. We're doing great. But I did today go visit some classrooms to try and recruit participants for my study, which is very stressful because you get there, you had to walk fast to get there because you're late for everything because you're me. And then once you get there, you have to stand in front of a room of 18-year-olds and be like, okay, so you should let me track your eyeballs, and you should, like, come to my lab and read a bunch of sentences and, like, hang out with me for an hour for some extra credit. This is a good idea for you. I'm not a weirdo. Please be in my study. And for some reason, just, it stresses me out a lot. Even though I'm a teacher, like I'm in front of a classroom of 18-year-olds all the time. They're just not my 18-year-olds, so I'm scared of them. Anyway, they were all sweet though, so yeah. I am in the middle of a very busy week of school, so I'm going to try and film like a Create a Sim video of the Buffy cast today, which will be, or tomorrow maybe, which will be really fun. I'm very excited for it. I've been watching a lot of Buffy. I'm very into the concept, but who knows? Because I also have like an 8 to 12 page paper due next week, and then a different 8-page paper due, and I'm gotta start running participants for my thesis and stuff like that. So who knows? My life is not that interesting, but it is full of stuff. Yeah. Oh, I think the pool area is so cute. Like, can you just imagine, like, the teenage daughter swimming around and the mom just sitting in a chair like, that's very interesting, sweetie, while she's reading. Anyway. Yeah. So I hope your guys' lives are going well. It is the time of year where either you are crazy busy and stressed, or you're just getting ready for Halloween. Or both. Which, if you're getting ready for Halloween, good job. I'm very excited. I think my baby roommate is going to throw a party with all her little baby friends. And I get to, like, just, this is a thing that I find hilarious, is that I'm confusing, because my one roommate, she's an undergrad student. She's a great, like, I love her, she's great. But all of her friends are kind of confused by me, because they like, don't really know what to do with a grad student, and the fact that I, A, look like garbage all the time, and B, am always home on Friday and Saturday nights, because, like, that's my me time, you know? Why would I go see people when this is the first time all week that I haven't had to do schoolwork? So I'm very excited. I think I'm going to try and dress up like Trixie Mattel and, like, walk around her party like a cryptid. It's going to be a great time. Yeah. This weekend I'm supposed to carve pumpkins with my other friend. I haven't done that in several years, but I did grow up in Michigan, where you could just, like, fully go pick a pumpkin from, like, somewhere 3 streets down from you, which was a great time. Very excited. I am a Halloween girl. I'm planning some fun, like, Halloween videos, but I just have not been able to fully celebrate it in a while. Usually it's like Halloween comes in the middle of a very stressful time, and I just end up staying in and doing homework the entire night. Not that I'm that mad about that, because, like, I love to sit down. Like, I think that I am passionate about nothing more in this life besides sitting down. So I went to the doctor recently. This is not, like, anything gross details, but I went to the doctor because I've been having some, like, back and hip pain, which is normal for me. I did ballet as a kid, and that, like, messes with your body quite a bit. I went to the doctor, and she's like, okay, so you're having some sciatica. That's fine. That's very normal for somebody your age. But what you have to do is stop wearing tight pants. You have to lie down as much as you possibly can. Don't lift any heavy objects, and take a lot of baths. So, like, literally the solution to my problem is all of the things that I would love to do anyways. Take baths, lie down, don't do any work, and, like, I've just been wearing leggings all week, so I feel amazing, actually. Don't you just love when the solution to your problem is a thing you wanted to do in the first place? Anyway, that's medical information about me that you know now. Never said I wasn't an oversharer. That's what happens when you're a Leo, I guess. Anyway, we're kind of getting to the end of this build. You are almost free of this heinous voiceover. But I am on Tumblr and Twitter, eb-sims and eb-sims-yt. I'll put links to everything in the description. This house and the family that I built to live in it are both on the gallery under Elena D97. I will link to that in the description. I just found out that you can link to things on the gallery, so my life has changed. But yeah, if you want to follow me on those platforms, feel free to. If you want to, like, subscribe or leave a comment or like the video, whatever makes you happy. Follow your bliss, you know what I mean? But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you appreciate you, and I will see you all next time.